Hi, I'm Ethan Dennis here at Disney World Orlando, trying to answer the question of what draws us to imaginary world. Millions of people around the world would agree that Disney World and Disneyland are some of the happiest places on Earth. All of the rides make a difference in making it the happiest place on Earth, and the ride I'm going to talk about is Expedition Everest. Expedition Everest was one of Disney's most expensive rides, totaling at around $100 million US, and using 38 miles of rebar and 5,000 tons of structural steel. And a good chunk of that cost came from this Yeti, but the funny thing is that it never worked the way that Disney wanted it to. Expedition Everest right away transports you to the Himalayas and makes you feel like you're about to go on an expedition, with all these authentic props and being inside the building that you're in while you're waiting in the lineup. To make sure that none of these props were bogus, Disney sent a team of Imagineers over to Nepal to pick up everything to make sure that nobody could say that it's fake. So how does Expedition Everest make us feel like we're in the Himalayas? Well, first off, while you're in the lineup, everything around you and everything that you can see is authentic and from Nepal. The second thing is the physics of the ride and how it makes you have a real adrenaline rush, especially when you're going backwards and you go down a big drop. The third and final thing is the animatronic Yeti, which makes you feel like there is an actual Yeti chasing after you while you're on the ride. Those three things make up what keeps people coming back to this ride and makes them feel like they are in the Himalayas. I then went and asked two people the same question: how does this ride make you feel like you're in the Himalayas? One a personal friend of mine, and the other somebody who works
you to the
at
Himalayas?
When you walked into it, it was kind of like a Buddhist type temple, and there was the prayer flags all around. I read some books about Everest, and that was pretty accurate. And then actually going up the mountain was really cool, and you saw the snow and going up, and then with the Yeti and all that, kind of the mystics of that. That really immersed me, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Well, because the really cool thing about it for me is the outside of the ride. So as you're walking up to it, you kind of feel like you can't see it from further away, so you're kind of walking into that experience, which is really cool. And then the other thing I really like that kind of helps at transport is when you're going through the line, almost every single prop inside of that is real and taken from Everest itself and the surrounding base camps. And then it's really cool how once you get off the ride, you come in here and you visit us. It's the same thing. Every single thing in here is 100% authentic. So it kind of keeps you in that headspace until you leave the area and you move on.
In my opinion, those two interviews backed up exactly what I said about how Expedition Everest makes you feel like you're in the Himalayas, with the physics of the ride, the authentic props, and the animatronics.